Happy New Year. Welcome back to On The Ball. Welcome back to the first round of Premier League predictions in 2025, where me and my brother go head-to-head in predicting Premier League outcomes. 5 points for a completely correct scoreline, 1 point for a correct result. And the star man, once you pick that man, you cannot pick them again for the rest of the season. 5 points for a goal, 2 points for an assist. The scores on the doors are 164 to 173 in my favour going in to the second half of the season. And we're going to start off with Tottenham against Newcastle. And we've both gone for the exact same scoreline here.
Actually, I went for 3-2.
You've gone for 3-2, have you?
3-2. But yeah, look, Newcastle in brilliant form. I am very worried about their midfield three. I think their midfield three is in fantastic form at the moment. Bruno G, Tenali, Joelinton, so athletic, so aggressive. It's tough for anyone to deal with that midfield at the moment. Isaac's in brilliant form again. Gordon starting to pick up form. It's interesting. Newcastle have been very inconsistent up until probably the last month. And then all of a sudden, they've really picked up form. 4 wins on the trot. They've gone from bottom half to right in the mix for top 4. And in fact, look, Eddie Howe's really turned it around, and fair play to him. They're doing really well at the moment. I do think they're vulnerable defensively, and I do think Spurs could create chances. But with the form their 4 players are in, I think as well, getting control of that midfield, I think it's going to be very difficult. Obviously, Tottenham, their injury problems are not letting up. I can't see Tottenham's backline holding up to scrutiny in this one. So I think it's going to be difficult to get anything out of the game with the form Newcastle are in. So I'm going for a 3-2 into Newcastle. Yeah,
Destiny Udogie being out now for the next 2 months as well to add to more woes to Tottenham's injury problems, particularly in the back line. I think Anthony Gordon might have a bit of a field day out on that left-hand side for Newcastle. And look, Spurs actually probably have the most rest coming into this game than we've had in a while. So it could stand us in better stead. You might be able to see a better performance there from Spurs. However, with the form that Newcastle are in, particularly their forward line, I just can't see anything but a comprehensive Newcastle win. So I've gone for 3-1. Next up is Villa against Leicester. A nice little Midlands derby. Again, we've gone for the exact same scoreline here in 3-1. Leicester, I just feel like they're a bit too attacking under Ruud van Nistelrooy. They seem to be getting beaten quite convincingly every week, albeit they did have their best performance probably under him against Man City last time out. But I think Aston Villa will provide something different. They've kind of been they're kind of over that slump now, Aston Villa. Yeah, I know they didn't get the win in the last game, but they very much should have done. And I feel like it will be convincing here for Villa 3-1.
Yeah, I can't see Leicester holding out the way they've been defending under Ruud van Nistelrooy. They've been so open. They concede so many chances. I know there was a better performance from them against Man City in the last game. They probably should have gotten a result. But Man City had their own problems. And I think Aston Villa, although they've lost Pau Torres, I think in the last game, and he's going to be out for a while. That's why I think they might concede a goal, and Vardy with his pace could exploit that high line of Aston Villa. But I just think Aston Villa are going to have too much for this Leicester side offensively. Watkins back in the team, probably back in the goals. So I think Leicester are going to struggle here. So 3-1.
Bournemouth against Everton. Sim's gone for 1-1. I've gone for 1-0 to Bournemouth.
Yeah, I think Bournemouth not having a slump, but not maybe picking up as many wins as previously. I think 3 draws their last 4 games. So they are picking up a lot of draws at the moment. I think Everton I think Bournemouth do struggle against teams who kind of sit back and deny them space. They're very direct style of play. They run a lot. They've got high pressing, and I think Everton are just going to soak up that pressure. And I think they're going to kind of get a set piece, get a goal, and going to frustrate Bournemouth. But are Everton good enough to go there and win? I'm not sure. So I've gone for a 1-1 draw here.
Yeah, I've gone for Bournemouth to edge it. I think Everton are going to sit deep. It's going to be heavy possession for Bournemouth, and I think they will break them down at some point. But I can see it being really close, with Everton being a really hard nut to crack. But I think Bournemouth will get over the line just about. So I've gone for 1-0 to Bournemouth. I mean, Bournemouth, they have had 3 draws in the last 4 games, but unbeaten in December. And I think, what was it? How many wins? 3 wins and 3 draws in December. I think it's really good form for them. But moving on to Crystal Palace against Chelsea. Sim's gone for Palace to win 2-1. I've gone for 1-1. I feel this being a really closely contested game. Palace, I mean, they play very well when the big teams come to town, and Chelsea obviously in a bit of a slump at the moment. 3 games without a win. I do see that moving on to 4 games without a win, but I couldn't really pick a winner here. I think that Chelsea, they just need to have a better performance. They will have some rested legs in there as well because they played a bit of a weakened team against Ipswich last time out, and I think it will stand them in good stead, but probably not enough. So I've gone for 1-1.
Yeah, I've gone for Palace to win this. Obviously, London derby, the atmosphere is going to be big, and I think Chelsea at the moment are struggling to create real good quality chances in their games. They're struggling against defences who are looking to frustrate them when they're sitting back. I think Everton did it, Fulham have done it, Ipswich did it, and now I think Palace are going to do it, especially with their setup. And I think with Eze, Mateta, Sarr in the form that they're in at the moment, they're causing teams a lot of problems. I looked at Chelsea's defence against Ipswich and I thought... I looked at the front three of Palace. I think they're going to have a lot of joy in this one, and especially in their counter-attacking style. I'm sure Chelsea are going to have a lot of possession, but with that front three in the form they're in, I just think they're going to cause them all sorts of trouble. So I've gone for a 2-1 win to Palace here.
All right, Man City against West Ham. Sim's gone for 3-0. I've gone for 2-0.
Yeah, I think West Ham are very passive at the moment in their defensive play. They concede way too many chances. You saw the chances they conceded against Liverpool, and I can see similar against City. I know City are not in great form, but even in their bad games, they still create chances, and the opposition have just been very good going forward and exploiting their weak defence. But the problem for West Ham is no Jarrod Bowen, and he would be the key architect of probably exploiting that City defence with his pace and unbelievable ability in space. They still got Kudus, but I think it's just one player really I can see hurting Man City. So I think Man City will still create chances, and they did get a 2-0 win last time, and with De Bruyne back in as well, which he came back into the last game, I can see them scoring goals. So I've gone for a 3-0 win to City here.
Yeah, I mean, it's two teams bang out of form going at it, and I just feel like West Ham are still a lot worse than what Man City are showing. I mean, Man City, I'm just trying to look, when's the last time they had back-to-back wins, and it was when they beat Wolves and Southampton back in October, late October, which is crazy to think about with Man City. But yeah, West Ham haven't played well all season. Jarrod Bowen out. I just can't see them getting on the score sheet. I can't see where the goals are coming from. I don't think Man City are going to be great by any stretch of the imagination, but I think they'll be able to get a couple of goals and win the game 2-0. We're moving on to Southampton. Southampton against Brentford. Sim's gone for 2-1 to Southampton. I've gone for 1-1. Southampton, just can't buy points at the moment. Brentford, I think, can't buy points away from home. So I think Southampton might actually fancy their chances against a Brentford team who are really poor on the road this season. But I think Brentford, with the attacking players that they do have, will have enough just to get a point here.
Yeah, I think Southampton, Brentford have really poor away form, first of all. And Southampton, bit of an uptick in performance since the new manager's come in, albeit still not getting the results. But I feel like at home to Brentford, it's a big game for their new manager. And I think he's going to, I think they will get a win under him. And I think it might be one of the wins they do get under him. I think Tyler Dibbling is in good form since the manager's taken over. And I just feel like with Brentford's poor away form, this could be a really good scalp for them. So I've just gone for Southampton to edge this one 2-1.
Brighton, Arsenal, both of us gone for the same scoreline here in 2-1 to Arsenal.
Yeah, Brentford not in great form at the moment. Not Brentford. Brighton not in great form at the moment. 7 without a win. They're also a team that, they always play attacking football. They're never going to really just sit back and soak up pressure. And that's what Arsenal probably in their current iteration with no Saka are looking for. They're looking to exploit space of a team who are coming to attack them. And I think Brighton are fairly weak defensively in terms of just strength-wise. I can see Arsenal probably getting 2 goals from set pieces here. And I think they're going to struggle to score more than a goal against this Arsenal side, especially with no Welbeck, no Ferguson. João Pedro's trying to fill in, but with the Saliba and Gabriel, such physical monsters, they're really dominating it in that penalty area. So I think Arsenal are going to edge this one 2-1.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same. I think Arsenal, very resolute team with Gabriel and Saliba at the back and the threat from set pieces as well. I can't see anything but an Arsenal win because usually I would say, it would be a tougher game at Brighton because, it's
usually
really...
you pick the draw.
Yeah, usually I would have picked the draw, but I feel like with the form that Brighton are in, I just can't see anything but an Arsenal win. I think the scoreline will be tight because no Saka, they're lacking a bit of firepower. But they do have Gabriel Jesus on form. Martinelli as well, chipping in with a few goals here and there. But look, I can see Brighton getting a goal, but I think Arsenal will be too resolute for Brighton to get more than that. And Arsenal will win the game by 2-1. Fulham against Ipswich next. Both of us gone for draws. Sim's gone for 2-2. I've gone for 1-1. And yeah, Ipswich, obviously on the back of that big win against Chelsea last weekend. Brilliant result for them. I see them coming into this with a bit of confidence. These are the kind of games as well at Craven Cottage that Fulham can slip up a little bit. And Fulham have been getting a hell of a lot of draws this season. I see another one coming this weekend.
Yeah, I agree. And I think Ipswich, brilliant result against Chelsea. Their tails will be up, and I think they're going to look to try and build some sort of momentum off the back of that result. And that could be, I'm not saying it will be, but it could be a real turning point in their season. And I think this result could really be a kind of a catalyst to kind of build off that. So, I went for a 2-2 draw. I think Delap and Hutchinson could really help that Fulham team, but Fulham find a way of scoring goals usually, so I've gone for a 2-2 draw here.
Liverpool against Manchester United. The old enemies go head-to-head. Sim's gone for 4-1.
Yeah, 4-1. I mean, a big win for Liverpool is probably the obvious prediction in this one. United in free fall at the moment, conceding loads of goals, really struggling. Fulham, Liverpool in buoyant form at the moment, look unstoppable. I feel like there'll be I know 4-1 doesn't smell reaction from United, but I think they will get a goal, and there was a bit of an improvement when Mainu came on against Newcastle on Tuesday. So I feel like they'll probably do that again. So it was Monday I think they'll do that again, and probably a slightly improved performance from Man United, and maybe they'll get a goal. But I can't see anything but Liverpool and Salah running riot here.
Yeah, agreed. And I think it's going to be a complete demolition job. You might see some Erling running and some positivity from Manchester United, but I think once Liverpool get that goal, I can't see Man United have any sort of response. So I've gone for a complete demolition job of 5-0. And if that's true, if my result comes through, that'll be 4 games without a goal for Manchester United under Ruben Amorim. Next up is Wolves against Nottingham Forest. Sim's gone for 1-1. I've gone for 2-1 to Forest, and I've gone for the Nuno train to keep on rolling. Wolves have big problems coming into this weekend with no Cunha. Looking at Cunha, obviously suspended for the game, and he might be injured as well. So that very much diminishes their firepower. They do have Hwang Hee-chan, who's in form, 2 goals in the last 2 games. They do have Strand Larsen, who's had a good season as well. But Cunha is just the magic man for them. And I felt like they were a little blunt when he went off in the second half against Spurs. And with a very resolute Nottingham Forest side, I can see them picking him off with the likes of Chris Wood, Elanga and Hudson-Odoi. So I've gone for 2-1.
Yeah, I went for 1-1. I think they've been fairly impressive under the new manager. Wolves have definitely got some new energy about them. Cunha is going to be a big miss, but they also can be fairly resolute on their day. Wolves and Newton Forest, as much as they're a great outfit, they're still not they don't create the loads of chances. I know they did against Everton, but usually they don't create tons of chances. They're just very kind of clinical when they do take their chances. And I think Wolves could keep them to a minimum in this one. So I have gone for a 1-1 draw here.
All right, and the star man, and it's a big one this weekend. Sim has gone for Ollie Watkins, and I've gone for Mohamed Salah.
Yeah, Watkins obviously back in the side. Obviously, Duran's still suspended, so he's probably more likely to even play 90 minutes. Leicester give up a lot of chances, and I think Watkins will be licking his lips here. Yeah,
and I had to pull out the Salah card this weekend at home to Manchester United, a team who are...
He has a great record against
United. Yeah, first of all that, and second of all, I mean, I just can't see anything but a really convincing Man United win. And I think it's only been about... Liverpool win. But I think it's only been about 2 matches this season where he hasn't got a goal contribution, which is crazy. The form that he is on is just unplayable. When he's in the mood like this, you just cannot stop him. And I feel like it could even be something like a hat-trick this weekend for Mohamed Salah. But we'll see what happens. Those are our predictions going into game week 20 in the Premier League. We move into the second half of the season. Let me know your predictions in the comment section below, and we'll see you next time.